Ride through the city like Brennan Schaub. I'm on a mission to get it all. Ride through the city like Brennan Schaub. If you ain't thick, please don't get involved.
And now, Brandon Thick Boy Schaub.
Coming at you, yeah, Monday morning, June 1st. It's June 1st. Is it officially summer, Chin? Is June 1st not officially summer? Because it sure as hell feels that way.
Let's see.
It's usually some bullshit. It's going to be like
21st. Hold on. There's
June 21st is the actual summer.
But meteorological summer.
Man, meteorological summer starts June. So, yeah, it's summer, baby. It's summer, dude. It is a thick white boy summer. Let's go, dude. It's getting toasty out there. I was out. Fuck off. June 21st, not happening. My summer's June 1st. Hands down. It's summer, boys. Welcome to summer. Oh, and summer's lit for the UFC this summer. We got 3 months of absolute fire. They're dropping big names. You got big cards. You got White House, which I cannot wait for. You got International Fight Week. You got Islam Makhachev fighting Gary happening. It's all going down, dude. It's a good time to be a fight fan. Great time to be a fight fan. Kiddo's baseball's over, so no more sitting out in the sun, which I'll miss that. But we were doing football tackling drills this morning. Football's here. Allergies are popping. It's officially summer. What's up, fam? Welcome to Big Brown Breakdown. Thank you guys for tuning in. A lot of stuff going on in the fight world. We'll kick it off with Darren Till did the damn thing over the weekend. Did the damn thing. Got clipped, which, it's bare-knuckle. Could happen to anybody. But then he landed a shot that I think would put out anybody from 135 to 265. He hit this dude so goddamn hard. Hit it, Chin?
So this is his first knockdown.
He gets clipped there. And then this is, that shit hurt. Boom! That left hand of Till's is special, man. That boy is peptide up. God dang, he looks good. I love to see it. Till's team posted a clip. My team didn't put it together. His team put it together.
Yeah, play real quick.
His team put it together. Yeah, this is a... Let's see what he says there.
There's lessons other fighters can learn.
See what he says? You mean me, dumbass?
Especially in the fight game. In fighting, you can be world champion in January, and by November, you're unranked, and nobody's fucking with you. Darren Till, you know how easy it is? Just go like, fuck it, I'm going to pack my shit up and go. Or he could have stuck around, maybe won or lost one or two more, but he's like, no, hold up. No, I'm not going out like this. I'm going to step back. I'm going to heal up my legs. I'm going to go into boxing. I'm going to do this. And he's made a name for himself. He's made a damn good living. It's so inspiring to me. There's not a more inspiring story in MMA right now than Darren Till. It's so tough what he's doing. And not only is it tough to say, hold on.
They put the slow music to it too?
Get my
Damn, this team ain't messing around.
But then start winning and coming back and having motivation. It's crazy to me. True fighter. True badass. There's less.
Let me see Tyson Pedro's there. I love Tyson Pedro. He goes, so I left the UFC, won the WBC international title, then fought the number one guy in the PFL after not fighting for 2 years in MMA. It might not have been the right decision leaving the biggest fight promotion in the world, but it brought back my love of fighting the best guys in the world. Few people understand that choosing to get punched in the head for a living is the same reason we make poor decisions in so many other areas. This is true, pal. I get my best friend to sign my will before every fight because that is the risk we are as fighters willing to take every time. Yeah, man. Yeah, he's spot on. Shout out to Tyson Pedro. And there's a lot of guys that have quietly made good names for themselves, made good money to feed their family outside the UFC. It's not easy, man. And there's not a lot of guys that do it. It's tough. It's tough for your ego when you leave the UFC, which is, it is what it is. It's the NFL of mixed martial arts. So when you leave there, it's a real ego check of why am I doing it? And if you're a real fighter, so these guys going on PFL or bare knuckle, game bred, It's such a tough gig. I root for all those guys. It's just a tough way to make a living, man. It's tough on the families. Yeah, but boy, is Tyson Pedro right. You know, he says, choose those that choose to get punched in the face for a living is the same reason we make poor decisions so many other areas. Yeah, facts, dude. Because that kind of fuck it, full send it, impulsive, caution to the wind, impulsive, we're all the same. Say, you know, I'm a little older now. I have kids. I can check some of that stuff, but it's still, don't get it twisted. I made a ton of mistakes, man. Ton of mistakes. You shoot from the hip, but that's the same thing that made you a great athlete or great fighter. You know, that reckless caution to the wind, you're gonna get really, really far in fighting or whatever sport you choose because you got to be that way. But in like regular life, buddy, it gets you into some pickles. You know, I'll put it that way. It gets a little tough. But shout out to Darren Till doing the damn thing. Here's the bummer with all this is we all want him versus Mike Perry. But then Darren Till, he was doing an interview like walking out of the cage or the ring. And he was like, yeah, Mike Perry's contracted for freaking a hot second.
Till December.
Yeah, so he's like, so it's all bullshit. So there's some other fights for him. Just keep going, man. Me and him we're DMing back and forth. I said, just fucking keep going, dude. Keep doing the damn thing. So cool to see, so inspiring. It just gives hope to all these other fighters, man, where, you know, I'm not saying it's going to be easy, and it's going to take a lot of work, and Till's done a ton of work rehabbing that knee, getting everything right. It takes a ton of work, and nobody sees you, you know, when you're doing the rehab and doing the right things to get back on track. It's not easy, but there is a way to do it. You know, Till's shown that. Mike Perry showed that. There's other examples. What Mike Perry's done outside of the UFC is insane.
Definitely.
But yeah, that was the big thing. I thought it was the biggest moment of the weekend. Was Darren Till doing the damn thing.
Without a doubt.
RAF was big. Obviously, you know, I watched the UFC in, was it Macau? In China. Watched the UFC in China. Good fights, good finishes. You know, a lot of good finishes. Jake Matthews, I feel like he got a finish. That was a frustrating fight for me. He's so talented. His boxing looked so damn crisp. Some had it 30-25. He could have got him out of there. I don't know. When he would take him down or start grappling, I'm like, buddy, you are lighting this dude up on the feet. Let's get him out of here. And he just didn't. Kai Asakura looked good.
Yeah, he looked badass.
Yeah, he looked really good. Sergey Pavlovich, dude, if you're not in the top 5, you ain't beating him. You ain't beating him. That motherfucker destroyed any of those guys that are kind of on the fringe of top 5, buddy. He throws caution in the wind. It's like, fuck this.
Yeah,
dude.
when he doesn't do that, he doesn't do as well. But when he goes straight forward,
because when he fights high level guys, like after he lost to Aspinall, he became a little more calculated and gun shy, which I get. After I got knocked out, I was the same. You become a little more cautious. You're like, all right, we don't want that to happen again, and you're a little trigger shy.
Yeah.
That's not his.
No.
He has no chance to win doing that. So no matter if he's fighting number 1 or number 20, he has to fight his style, and it's tough to deal with. Roman Teixeira flying all the way to fucking China and just get mollywopped in 39 seconds.
Yeah.
Alonzo Menafield and Ming Yang.
Another
fight's a toss-up. They're just throwing, man. But Alonzo looked fantastic. Huge win for him. And then Song Yadong, Figueiredo. Yeah, Song Yadong's thing is, and I say this loosely, I hate the term gatekeeper, but I think my definition of gatekeeper is different. My definition of gatekeeper is a guy that can't crack the top 3 in world-class level. Like he'll beat anyone 4 and under, good fucking luck. And even those top guys, 3, 2, 1 champ, he's going to give them a run for their money, but he's 1% off. He's just 1% off from being super elite. But outside that, buddy, good luck with Song Yadong. Good fucking luck. He's just a 1% off to make, to be the face of the division, to be a world champion. He's just 1% off. I don't know how you fix that. I don't know what that 1% is, but there's something there. He's such a monster.
And China was not doing good until Song finally did that at the very end.
Yep. Overall, good fights, though. Good fights. RAF was it was fun, dude. How about Colby Covington?
Yeah.
Fucking wild, dude. He's such a disadvantage weight wise. He looked good, man. Again, it shouldn't be that surprising. His background is straight up wrestling. And listen, I know he had the whole Trump shtick and all that, and maybe don't like his fighting style. Kobe, as a pure wrestler back in the day at Oregon State, was a mother trucker, man. Super talented. Talk to anybody that wrestled with him, competed against him when he was in college. Dude, he was a fucking problem. He gave up a lot of weight to Chris Weidman.
Yeah, that's the thing. Chris is so huge, and he's still freaking...
Chris is so big. Look at Colby just doing the damn thing.
Yeah.
I think they're doing Colby versus Arman next.
Yeah, they announced that.
Be good to see, because, Arman, he's just this tidal wave, but who's the best guy he's competed against? He's buzzsaw. He's destroying cats. Last guy was an influencer, which, not hating on him, but, he doesn't have an extensive wrestling background. Before that was that Giorgio kid, very famous on TikTok. Take me down, get $1,000. It was great. But we haven't really seen him against high level wrestlers. It's going to be interesting to see how he does against Colby. At least Colby's going to I guarantee he puts up a fight. Like, Arman hasn't fought anybody that's even put up a fight. Uriah Faber, old as fuck. Yeah. Good wrestler. So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, that one's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully they do a lot of trash talking too, because it seems like they would. But
Colby already is. Yeah, he's already given it to him. RAF just crushing it, man.
Dude.
They're by far the best thing going. By far. I mean, the UFC has their run of White House, International Fight Week. Then you got the Islam Makhachev fight versus Ian Gary, which they are going to officially announce, but that is happening. So you have back. So you got those triple threat there. The fight nights or whatever. But outside that, ain't nobody touching RAF. And what's great about RAF is this Tsarukyan, Colby Covington literally came out the next day. Cool, man. You guys like that? Hamzat fighting Dylan Dennis or wrestling Dylan Dennis. Okay. Which that one's weird, right? If it was grappling, like submissions, I could understand that, but it's whatever. It's first one. They're just doing the damn thing, dude.
And you saw John Jones there in the crowd too. He was like, he sat at the VIP section, and he wants to do RAF now. And of course, they're talking about Daniel Cormier and John Jones. They're hoping to make that happen.
That's interesting. DC's going to have to lose some weight. DC getting thick. Hey, listen, he's enjoying his life, crushing it. He's one of my faves, but we have to slim down, my man.
That'd be such an
peptide
awesome
protocol
fight,
or some shit.
or that'd be such an awesome match, though.
You can't carb load for 6 years. You know what I'm saying? It's not how we do this. But otherwise, you retire and you can. Good for you. Yeah, RFA's fucking crushing it, man. Crushing it. Yeah, it's going to get weird, right? Because you've never seen two active, relevant UFC guys go at it. It's always Uriah Faber, Arman. It's, Chris Weidman, this guy. They're always doing some kind of outside the scope a little bit. Colby recently retired, so that's why you're getting Arman and Colby. I think that's their deal with the UFC.
That's what they
UFC's
said.
do your thing, but you ain't doing, say Islam, Tsarukyan. Yeah. You ain't doing Ilia Topuria. That shit ain't happening. So they are in cahoots. They do have a business together. That Happy Bear with American Bear, that's owned by TKO and RAF. So they're in cahoots with them. So I'm sure they're treading a little lightly. Because with John Jones too, he would have to officially retire, and then they let him do this. I don't know if he's officially given him the UFC his walking papers.
But since they said it's just no two current fighters, since Daniel is retired, I think they can still make it happen. Yeah,
you'd have to back up the Brinks truck, which I heard they're paying these boys. My thing was Arman. I guess, more power to him. He's getting paid, alligator rolling these fucking dudes up. God, I'd love to see him fight in the UFC. Love to see him actually fight,
Yeah.
Love to see that. Yeah, Hamzat over there. They could, if the UFC would just back off, and I don't think it matters. If the UFC would just back off a little bit, just do your thing, and you get the big boys fights, think of the numbers Arman, Islam would do in straight wrestling, Hamzat, Hamzat and Islam, you know, in straight wrestling. Like they'll do such numbies. For John, yeah, that'd be interesting. I wonder if he actually wants to do it.
I mean, yeah, he says he wants to do it, but who knows what he really wants to do.
Go against your protege, Gable. Let me know how it goes for you.
I don't think
that ain't happening. But then also, it depends on the budget, too. It depends what RFA wants to do, because you got Brock Lesnar out there, right? You have some guys that could do it. Stipe's out there. Stipe's retired. Stipe's a Cleveland State Division I wrestler. So there's some heavyweights around. Let's take a little break here, kids, because this episode of the Big Brown Breakdown is brought to you by Progressive. Insurance isn't a one-size-fits-all, and shopping for it shouldn't feel like squeezing in something that just doesn't fit right. That's why drivers have enjoyed Progressive new Name Your Price tool for years. With the Name Your Price tool, you tell them what you want to pay, and they show you options that fit your budget. Enough hunting for discounts, trying to calculate rates, and tinkering with coverages. Maybe you're picking out your very first policy, or maybe you're just looking for something that works better for you and your family. Either way, that makes it simple to see your options. No guesswork, no surprises. Ready to see how easy and fun shopping for car insurance can be? Visit Progressive.com and give the Name Your Price tool a try. Take the stress out of shopping and find coverage that fits your life on your terms. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Progressive.
First, I didn't think it was real. I woke up to this blinding light, and I was transported to another place. Pluto TV. Then I heard a voice.
Come with me if you want to live.
There were thousands of movies and shows, and they were all free.
Truth is ours.
It's just so beautiful.
On Pluto TV, free streaming of Terminator 2, Fringe, Arrow, The 100, and The X-Files may cause excitement, loss of sleep, and sudden belief in extraterrestrials. No credit cards or alien encounters necessary. Pluto TV. Stream now, pay never.
Yeah. And this is kind of interesting, too, because it looked like Romanov tapped out in this match against Gable. Let's see here. He takes the back. You see it right there?
Yeah.
The hand. Looks like he messed up his arm or wrist.
Another guy, carb loading.
They're both. I mean, Gable's just lean,
thick.
but yeah.
Gable's thick and like powerful. That dude just, bit of a tummy there.
He's definitely got some love handles, yeah. Yeah, big boys.
Hendrickson rematch would be sick.
Yeah.
Kyle Snyder just beat the shit out of that dude. Marab beat Frank Yeager, tech fall.
But he messed up his nose again.
Marab did?
Yeah. Let me just show you that, because it is kind of fun to watch here.
Oh.
What?
His nose is so bad.
Refresh this real quick. Yeah, well, I mean, it's been bad already, but...
It's never good.
No. It's been fucked up. So you can see him, like, touching his nose already, like his face. He's like, fuck.
That's a big question here. That's what's fine before, but I guess I got a better headbutt. It was headbutt and rolled back down.
See that? Yeah. See, that could be an issue if guys start getting hurt and they're missing, fights. Then UFC's like, hold up, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
RF killing it.
Yeah, came out of nowhere too. I never even gave a shit about wrestling before, to be honest. But I actually look forward to these matches.
It's great.
So it's pretty well.
Getting traction, they're killing it.
Yeah, so he won against Frank Edgar. Oh, did you see the Greg Hardy stuff?
Oh my God. Someone said what'd they say? Nothing better than seeing Greg Hardy get put in the shadow realm.
That's been happening to him a lot.
Yeah,
dude.
stop fighting.
And that's
he came in 26 pounds overweight, so clearly he doesn't give a fuck. Boom.
Yeah, that is freaking crazy. And this one says 26 pounds, but then I saw over here it said 27.3 pounds.
Well, either way, it's a shit ton of weight.
Fuck you. Once it passes, 15, 20 pounds, it's ridiculous.
And this is at 265? Heavyweight, clearly.
But they were able to work out that he actually took the fight regardless.
Well, yeah, at heavyweight, you wouldn't give a fuck. It's usually a red flag if they're missing the weight by that much.
And this is some statements that he put out there.
So I'm out of here. Deleting the app for a while, guys. Not the result I wanted, but proud of myself. I wanted the war with Serbia's best. I'll be back when the holes are done. I'll be back when the a-holes are done talking trash or shit.
Yeah.
Busy being happy if you need me. I'm with my family losing weight. LO, even though I'm a 300-pound ninja with top abs.
Yeah.
See you later, guys. And to my real fans, not many, Bubba. And to my real fans, thanks so much. I've learned from my piece. I have to jump off after times like these because a few select medias, keyboard warriors, are scum of the earth that want to say silky stuff like, oh, kill yourself, not respect the work. I will always be American super soldier, repping our flag and team. It's tough, man. It's tough.
He's probably the one guy that has the most crap talked about him by everyone.
Well,
I know, I get it, but
domestic violence
for him to actually continue to
nobody
do this
plays
stuff,
with that.
No.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a money issue. The thing too is, man, you're talking about an all-pro out of Carolina Panthers, like good fucking football player, really, really good football player. I don't know if he was just done with his money or lawsuits and shit, but it's tough. I talked with a guy who was his coach, and he's like, "Yeah, I know you see, all the domestic violence shit and all that." He's like, "Really nice guy, great teammate."
Yeah, and look more into that case. That's all I'm gonna say. Just look more.
Is
into
it
that
bad?
Case. It's just like. I know I don't want to get too much crap, but if you look into the case, there's not much evidence on her side, and then she didn't even show up to the thing, like the trial. A lot of shit happened though, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. His career's been tough, man. I don't know if you want to keep doing it either.
I mean, he definitely should stop. At least MMA.
What's his rec? Go to his Wikipedia.
Oh my goodness, it's not going to look good.
He hasn't won one in a hot second. This just ain't the sport, man. If you ain't winning,
No. Not insanely bad.
well, he won by decision a hot second ago.
Yeah.
So he's lost 1, 2, 3, 4 out of his last 5.
Maybe it's because how we see him losing. You know how he gets like just
Yeah, because the internet hates him so much, so it's all you see.
Yeah, but it's not. It's actually not as bad as I.
Me neither.
thought.
I thought he lost like 9 in a row.
Yeah,
because the internet just keeps playing him getting knocked out. Yeah, it's a tough one. Go to his football career. Hold on, leave it there. This fool at 280 pounds ran a 4.7. His shoulder time was 4.62. 3-cone drill 7.13. Vertical jump 36. Broad jump 10.1. Bench press 21 reps. Wonderlick, not great. In 2009 in Sports Illustrated, Hardy was named the top prospect in the 2010 NFL draft. He was a 6th-round draft pick.
As someone who doesn't know anything about this, is that like super high?
No, it's not good.
Oh, okay.
Keep going down.
Falcons.
So, earning his first trip to the 2014 Pro Bowl. 2nd team All-Pro.
$60 sacks in 2013.
He's ranked the 53rd best player in the NFL at top 100. And then went to the Cowboys. So he signed a 1-year deal, $11 million. And that's when he got suspended. Yeah, short career, 5 years. Boy, 2012, 2013, he was a problem, though. 15 sacks, 11 sacks. Yeah. Keep going down. So domestic violence. Hardy was arrested for assault and communicating threats.
See that part too? After
Yeah.
he appealed, victim failed to appear in court to testify. Well, he was sentenced and was put in jail.
Yeah, that's tough.
It's just after reading all these different, things that some women do, it's kind of like it's so gray now. I don't know who to believe, what to believe.
Yeah, it's tough. I don't know what's going on there. Clearly not good decisions on his part, though, but
Of course,
I don't know.
don't even threaten, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Not good.
Yeah.
So he's just deleting the app, huh?
Yeah, that's smart. Especially if you're him, dude, like why would you want to be on social media?
Yeah, they haven't been too nice to him.
No, that's all negative. That's it.
Yeah, see, this is breaking news from Nashar MMA. All signs point to this. The UFC hasn't made it official, I don't think yet. But says breaking news: Islam Makhachev versus Machado Garry is reportedly done deal for UFC 330. Islam was asked about his next fight at the Champions League finals. Right after here, I'm going into camp in August. I will be ready. When asked for a name, Makhachev replied, "A lot of contenders, but number one is Ian Garry."
That's from TNT Sports UFC.
It'll be an interesting fight. If against Islam, you got to have that one-shot knockout power, Ain't nobody beating him 5 times out of 10.
Yeah.
Few guys, he's going to be 1 out of 10, and, I don't know if Ian Garry, I root for Ian, but I don't know if he has the skill set to beat him.
I'm sure you're going to break it down when it gets close.
Oh, yeah, I can't freaking wait.
Yeah, but I don't see how Ian... Just like maybe a Hail Mary shot that somehow hits, but I don't see him
that
winning.
takedown defense. He did good against Schaub, remember? We'll see. As it gets closer, we'll start getting into the nitty-gritty. What else you got, Chin?
This right here, this is kind of funny as well, but I guess the military personnel that'll show up, the ones that they're giving away to the military personnel for the UFC White House card, they have to be in a certain shape. Like their waist to height ratio has to be a certain shape so they look good.
Love it. Military personnel hoping to attend the UFC White House card this June must meet height and weight standards, cover their own travel expenses, and wear short-sleeve dress uniforms. Service members must comply with the current waist to height ratio and fitness standards. Yeah, I get that. Travel arrangements and lodging will be self-funded. What are we doing?
That's fucking lame.
Officials emphasize that tickets should be allocated to the real UFC fans rather than exclusively high-ranking officials. Attendees will be required to wear short-sleeve dress uniforms.
Oh, so they want them to look jacked, I guess, then. I don't know.
Yeah, I get you got to have standards in the military, especially for physical fucking fitness.
Yeah, and the world's watching. Like, the enemies are watching. Everyone's watching.
Yeah. I want, like, the grunts in the crowd, though. Like, actual UFC fans. I don't want the big generals and shit. I mean, they're cool too, but you want like the guys who are going to appreciate it.
That's why it's cool that they even said that. They got to be real fans.
Travel arrangements and lodging will be self-funded? Jesus Christ, man. I don't understand any of that.
That's a terrible, terrible look.
Dude, how are you not rolling out the red carpet for those guys? I'll never understand. I don't understand it. I don't get it. It's above my pay grade. I don't get it, though.
Mm-hmm. And there's a report on it. I don't know if you want to hear it, but it's pretty much the same thing that we just read.
Hey, what? The official quote, no fatties. Yeah, man. You guys are representing America. We can't have fat asses in the military. You can't. You can't have it, dude. Will they play this?
Okay, let me refresh it, though.
It's CNN, so take it with a grain of salt. They hate everything American.
One memo it says that recipients are required to meet new DOW, meaning Department of War standards for waist to height ratio, which is, they say it should be less than 0.55. Now, broken down, what that means is that for a male service member who's 5'9", the maximum waist size for that person, if they're going to be admitted to this event, would be 37 inches. For a female service member who's 5'4", her maximum waist size should be 35 inches or less if they're going to be admitted to this event. The Cleveland Clinic lists an average male height in the United States of 5'9", average female height of 5'4". Now, according to one defense official, it says this sends a very clear message to any attendees who want to come to this event, who are interested in attending this event. Quote, no fatties. Another defense official said senior Pentagon leaders are signaling their preference for military members who will look good on camera. And that person said, again, basically no fat soldiers would be admitted to this event.
Hey, how many fat soldiers do we have if they have to send out a fucking memo? Hey, real quick, just a reminder, no fatties. I don't have a problem with this. There has to be a standard in the military, especially being at this event. But you should have had a standard a long time ago.
37 inches is a pretty big waist, though, no?
Yeah. Yeah.
Even
I mean,
for
I'm
like
36.
Yeah, because you're huge. So I'm like, what is it?
37.
5'9"?
Yes, 5'9", 37. You thick. I'm with them on this. No, there has to be a standard. But you guys should have thought of this years ago.
Yeah.
Also, start cutting weight to make the UFC event. Start trying to get that waist size down.
This is the best motivation to do it. This is Rico Verhoeven talking about that meme that comes out. So it's the same meme that they use for Ronda Rousey.
It's from Me, Myself, and Irene.
Yeah.
The boxing style I have with the Jim Carrey clip was
It's spot on, though.
you gotta make fun of it, right? That's what it is. I know it's the style you've seen is unorthodox, but it was very effective, though.
Yeah, it was.
It was just like different tools that Petey Fury gave me and showed me, like, hey, I want to see you do this, I want to see you do that, and create your own style, make your own version of this, what I'm asking you to do. And this is what we created, and it worked.
How can you not like that guy?
I know.
Yeah, so for those of you just listening, they're showing the video of Jim Carrey, Me, Myself, and Irene when he's about to fight these dudes. It's so spot on.
This one looks way closer than the Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, the Ronda Rousey one. Yeah, it's just her weird punching, but this is the same.
Yeah, let's go here. So Carlos Prates says that if he can't fight for the title next, the one person he would want to fight is Michael
I
Morales.
love that fight.
Yeah. This is Kamaru I'm talking to him.
Willing to go again versus someone, and if that's true, who?
Okay, I have no choice. I have to fight somebody, then go to the belt. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. I think I would pick Morales because it's the fight that makes sense. You know, I number 2, he's number 3.
Right.
So I think I would pick Morales.
I love that fight.
Okay, you.
Yeah, that's a badass fight
That's
for sure.
a banger. One of the young lions is going to have to go, but that's a banger.
Oh, this I found very interesting. So this is Ariel Helwani going off on Aiden.
Going
Ross.
off on who?
Aiden Ross. About his promotion.
Okay.
But this is Aiden Ross watching it. Apparently he's watching it live, and this is him reacting. And he'll show some stuff as well.
Now the home of the UFC. And now the home of the UFC is putting on absolute dog shit trash and then telling us afterwards, oh, it's great. It's, it's authentic. It's not manufactured. And then you've got Dana White and Hunter Campbell up there be like, this is so great. This is so great. It was like, whoa, what was that? Was that like bum fights? What was that? That was not even influencer fights. At least in the influencer fights, they show up like somewhat, ripped, probably juiced up, but they've got abs. This was trash. And it was happening at the place where UFC fighters fight?
Fair point.
What?
That's what I said.
So what do you want me to talk about? You want me to talk about that? You want me to have Johnny Manziel on the program to talk about his fight against Bob Menery? All of a sudden, who the fuck is Bob Menery? Like, what is his claim to fame? Why do I keep hearing about this guy? Why do I care about this guy? I don't know. I know who Lance Stevenson is and Beasley. I know who those guys are. It was trash.
And Ray J. Shout out Ray J.
Ray J.
Oh, here we go. Thank you.
The 28th? I don't know. When's your next one?
Oh, you want to come to Bear Risk?
I want to do your thing.
For real?
Yeah.
You'll come?
Let's go.
I'll coordinate with you.
Really? What? It's a crazy camera.
It is. Thanks, boss. You're more than welcome to come. I have no issue with you, but come on, dude.
And now the whole...
Is that it?
That's it, yeah.
I like Aiden Ross. My own, like Aiden Ross, do your thing, young man. Do it, young lion. He's killing it. There's a lane for what he's doing. I don't have an issue with any of that. My issue is being at the UFC Apex.
Yeah,
that's my issue. Too. Like that's where the highest level of mixed martial artists have trained their entire lives to perform at. Say what you want about the Apex. That's still the UFC Apex. That's my only issue. Mm-hmm. But again, for those hating on Aiden Ross, put yourself in his shoes. Put yourself in his shoes. And you have no ties to the UFC. You have no background in fighting. And Dana White's your buddy. You're boys with Dana White. And Dana goes, hey, man, you do those fights, right? He goes, yeah, I do those fights. He goes, why not do it at the Apex? And we'll have Sean Strickland, Tsarukyan. We'll put some big boys. We'll help promote it, and Kick or where the fuck he's streaming on. And let's do that. Aiden Ross like, yeah, I'm in. So how can he be mad at Aiden Ross? He's like, dude, I get in where I fit in. Dana White's the guy. He asked us to do it there. I don't have a background in fighting. Why not?
Take it. Yeah.
Arena's arena. I don't give a fuck. We're going to get the same views no matter where they do it. So that I don't have an issue with Aiden Ross. You keep killing it, young man. But again, my issue is not with him. It's with the UFC brass and allowing this to happen. Yeah. Aiden, dude, do it. If they offer to exclusively do it, keep doing it. My issues with the UFC.
Yeah. Fair enough. This one is a little tricky. So Eddie Hearn's asking that Dana White releases Tom Aspinall from his UFC contract because he's like grossly underpaid once he found out all the whatever, the contract details. And he said that if he does that, then any kind of legal issues they have with that Conor Ben sort of being poached, from Zuffa, he'll drop all that. But what happens to Tom after that, though?
Go down. Let me see.
Hold up.
One thing that actually stuck out with me from his comments is when Conor Ben signed with Zuffa, he said Eddie should want fighters to earn as much as possible, right? Do you remember that? He should be happy for Conor Ben that he's making more money. So I've been thinking about that line. I think I've got an idea. I'd like Dana White to release Tom Aspinall from his UFC contract, and I will guarantee Dana White in writing that I will pay Tom Aspinall a minimum, probably 5 times more, but a minimum of 3 times more what Dana White is paying him. I think for a hardworking, working class man that deserves every penny he can get because of what he's put his body through, we've seen that recently, that Dana White should be happy for Tom Aspinall to receive the deal. So I'd like to propose that. I would like to propose that Dana White should be happy for Tom Aspinall, who is extremely unhappy, and should release him of his obligations with the UFC and allow him to go out and make considerably more for himself and his family. Listen, I love Eddie Hearn. When he says make 5 times more, is that in boxing? Or is his plan for him to fight on? I know his plan is. His plan, if you put yourself in Eddie Hearn's shoes and you're asking for the release of Tom Aspinall, and you're like, I guarantee you're going to make more money. And then you look at the landscape, you got Netflix MVP there. Mm-hmm. You would do Tom Aspinall, Francis Ngannou for the lineal number 1 heavyweight in the world. That's his thinking. I guess my question for Tom would be, how much longer do you want to do this? If it's only a handful of fights, say 3, this is the move. If he is currently under the UFC contract and it's not much money, and you got Cyril gone, you got Poatan, then after that, it's all shit. So we don't have much to offer you. It's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. But my thing, too, is when they say Tom's Tom Aspinall reportedly has 2 fights on his contract. Interesting. And if he wants to go to boxing, too, Eddie Hearn's the guy for that. So for Tom, you only have 2 fights left. He's talking about transitioning to boxing. Yeah, this makes sense. Because your 2 fights, where are you going to make more money at? In the UFC, fighting the winner of Cyril Gane and Poatan, and then if you win that one or lose that one, you're going to fight Cyril Gane, Poatan. Those are your 2 fights left in the UFC. Or you're going to make more money, take the majority of the payroll and jumping over to Netflix MVP, fighting Francis Ngannou. And then transition and get a big boxing fight. So it depends what Tom wants to do, but if the goal is to make the most money possible with the least amount of fights, I would leave the UFC.
Yeah, and it says right here that his dad has publicly stated that they do not want to resign with the UFC once the deal's done.
His dad's been.
And then now it came back to me how Tom Aspinall has always said he wanted to do boxing after too. So
yeah, it makes sense. I wonder why Tom's just unhappy with the UFC because like Dana has nothing to do with the eye pokes. Like the reason he's had such a long layoff is the eye pokes. Yeah. And then obviously they tried to get the John Jones deal done. John didn't do it. Like it's not really the UFC's issue.
I know his issue.
Now his issue is Dana, kind of question his toughness with the eyes. I get that. I'll tell you what though, this just put a huge rift between Tom Aspinall and the UFC now. So now I would leave, man. It's never worked out. Remember when Woodley did this, when other guys do this, when you put that rift between you and the UFC brass, it never works out, ever. In the history of the UFC, it's never worked out. I would fucking leave. Now that this is out and about, dude, do what you can. And hopefully Dana's cool.
Yeah. And then remember, Woodley,
I don't see him being cool about it.
Why would he?
Because think about it, if you're Dana, you let him go, he fights Francis, makes 10 times more money. It makes you look really bad. Like there's not a lot of upside for Dana besides the legal issues with Conor Benn.
Yeah.
I don't see Dana doing it. I hope he does. That'd be cool. Francis Tom would be fucking fireworks.
Alrighty. So this is, we'll see what happens with this, but then Cain Velasquez said that if the money's right, and he's like it has to be really right, he would actually come back to.
If the money is right, it has to be right, and it has to be really good. It has to be really damn good for me to do that. To do that fighting.
Mm-hmm.
To do that fighting. Yeah, I hear you. He's 44.
Yeah. And this also was kind of funny. We
can't play it because I've seen certain guys are getting their YouTubes and IGs taken down, but the UFC released the official White House promo. Ooh-wee. With Justin Gaethje, that shit is fire.
And this one we'll just describe it. It's just him having a white rose ready for Justin Gaethje. And then I looked up what that meant, and that's what it says right here.
Wait, you have to look up?
I didn't know what white rose meant. Yeah.
He always does this.
He does the red roses and stuff, but this is a particularly a white rose.
A menacing pre-fight warning and a symbol of impeding defeat. Yeah. Yeah, I dig it. It's a cool promo, too. It's cool as long as he keeps doing what he's doing. He gets cringy if he starts losing fights and he keeps doing the rose thing.
No.
But he's doing the damn thing. He's doing the damn thing, so it works.
Yeah, so far he's been on point. And remember, we brought this up last week, I believe. Dana White saying that Anderson Silva won't speak to him anymore because of, when he lost so many in a row.
Yeah,
and blah,
I'm with Dana
blah.
on this. No, man.
So now Anderson Silva clapped back, and I'll show you what he wrote here. This is translated from Portuguese.
The bald guy saying shit. I've been out of the organization for many years already, but apparently neither the current fighters nor the bald guy himself can forget my accomplishments. Well, no, man, you're one of the greats. Deep down, the bald guy knows that with me, there was no whining. Everybody got beat up, and I saved the promotion more than once. And just so we're clear, it seems like the bald guy doesn't know how to count.
So it says here, White was saying that he lost like 8 or 9 in a row, but he actually lost 3. I guess 3 in a row.
Silva hasn't fought under MMA rules, all right?
That was the main takeaway, though, that part right there.
Said he lost like 8, 9, 10 in a row. He lost 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't know they had even a rift, but I guess they really do have a rift.
But I'm of course you're gonna upset fighters when they want to continue fighting. Dave's like, dude, I don't want to see you go out like that. But then when they go the opposite, like a Tony Ferguson or insert whoever, it's in Barboza, it's these other guys, Stipe, be like, that's fucked up. Why is this guy still fighting? And then Dana's trying to save one of the greats. Like, nah, we're it's getting bad, man. You're not getting better.
He's seen it so many times,
And then the fighters get upset. You can't win.
Yeah. And speaking of Ferguson, so let's see. Arman's supposed to, or he is planning still to do the RAF thing with Tony Ferguson.
Yep.
And it's like a day apart from the backup fighting. So I'll just play this clip for you.
That you like to compete every week. You're already booked to compete in 2 weeks against Tony Ferguson. Dana White also said you're the backup fighter for the White House title fight, the main event.
I'm booked until September already, so they don't announce yet.
Okay, so
yeah.
So you're not the backup fighter?
Huh?
Are you the backup fighter for the White House fight or no?
I have a wrestling in the June 13, and we'll see. So.
Yeah, I was just wondering how you're gonna.
I'm a backup, but like if everything is going good, so nobody, it's two weeks left, so I think they're gonna fight. So I'm gonna wait my chance.
Okay, so you don't have to weigh in and then fly and wrestle for RAF, right?
No. I'm gonna do RAF. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
Because you said
he's filling in. If someone, no one's gonna pull out the week of the fight. I'm with Arman on this. He's like, no, they're fucking fighting. I guess if shit hits the fan, I'll be ready. He's obviously in shape, getting ready for RAF. So he's like, no, I'm wrestling. They're gonna fight. But if something were to happen, like now, he would be the guy.
But they're saying the weigh-in stuff as well. So if you had to weigh in, it would be like the day of the Ferguson thing. So that's why it's kind of like, yeah. Alrighty. Oh, and Holly Holm, we talked about it briefly, but she lost her fight. It's sort of controversial against Stephanie Han, the rematch.
Yeah. Again, you're not just fighting the fighter, the boxer. You got to fight these crooked boxing judges too. They don't want an outsider to come in.
Yeah. So I mean, they were both after they finished fighting. They were both like celebrating that they won.
Think how much of a badass Holly Holm is, dude. Already in the kickboxing Hall of Fame, in the UFC Hall of Fame, should be in the boxing Hall of Fame now. The bummer is if she would have won this fight, there's so many big fights for her.
Yeah, but if people, no, I was gonna say if people thought she won anyway, would that make that much of a difference? Probably not. The record's still this record.
Matter. You're screwed.
Yeah. And this is just showing the boxing schedule for the rest of the year.
I mean, I think our definition of stacked is a little different.
Yeah, that's why I didn't say stacked.
Just a bunch of old names.
Yeah, but the names are there's Canelo, there's Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia, Conor Ben's probably the one I think is the coolest here.
Floyd Manny, get the fuck out of my face.
Yeah.
Canelo, get out of my face. Earl Spence. Okay.
Yeah.
Jesse Rodriguez, Antonio Vargas is fun.
Okay.
Hey, brother.
Yeah, just the fights that are coming out this weekend.
Yep, we'll get into it on Thursday. Okay. But you have UFC at the Apex going down. Bilal Muhammad is throwing down.
Yeah.
It's happening, kids. We'll get into it on Thursday's episode. Bonfim and Bilal Muhammad, Brendan Allen, Shabazian, one of my favorite fighters. Russ Yum, Tom Nolan, Bryce Mitchell. They just gave him a late replacement. I don't know if he's still fighting that guy. He's running undefeated prospect. It's a decent fight night. Your boy, 2 scoops of sweet and low.
Yeah.
Jordan Levitt doing the damn thing. We'll get into it on Thursday. All right, kids, that's it. Let's get to some fan questions and we'll get on out of here. All right, let's get to these questions, fam, and then we'll be on out of here. If you're watching this, you're like, man, how come I can't get my question answered? Again, I post on Sundays and Wednesdays on my IG story, and you can just DM me your question, or the easiest way is to submit your questions in the comments below in the YouTube section of all this. Just put fan questions, submit your question. Chin Nick sees it, and I answer all of those every Friday and Sunday. Today's is the IG DM, so let's get to it. Food and the Fighters, my boy Anthony. What's he say here? Fan question, why don't we see Donald Cerrone fighting on MVP? Good question. I bet if they made him the right offer, he would do it. Remember, he was supposed to come back and fight in the UFC, but he didn't. So, Donald's also busy racing, doing the damn thing. Donald's a very good driver and off-road racer, so I think he's busy with that, man, to be honest. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see Cerrone and Netflix MVP. Makes sense, but I just think he's happy doing other stuff, which is what you should want for retired fighters. What else you got, Jen? Ian Smith, 17. Fan question. Dustin Poirier said on Rogan's podcast that he pitched him versus Nate on Zuffa Boxing, but the UFC didn't want to cross their UFC fighters into the boxing realm. Why do you think that is? And if you could make 3 boxing matchups between prime UFC fighters, past and present, who would you choose? I don't know who I'd choose because the UFC and Zuffa are never going to cross-pollinate. I'm kind of with Dana on this. Like, you're trying to launch a legit boxing promotion. You don't want the riffraff of UFC fighters fighting each other in boxing. Like, they want to be taken serious. That'd be the worst angle to take by having just older UFC fighters fighting in boxing, mixing that in with legit boxers. So I'm kind of with Dana on that right now. I think down the road, you could kind of put some of that, like, say Tom Aspinall didn't leave the UFC and was like, hey, I'm done in MMA, but I want to start boxing. You could do that because he's focused on boxing. But I think having these former UFC stars cross over into boxing is a bad idea for Zuffa. So I'm with Dana on that. If you want to be taken serious as a promotion. What else you got, Jen?
The matchups?
Yeah, the matchups. I'm not even entertaining it because it's never going to happen. But thanks for submitting your question, brother. James Maldonado.
Ugly 49.
Ugly 4983. You ain't ugly, man. Don't treat yourself like that. Would you consider doing the Food Truck Diaries show again? Those interviews were epic, one-on-one. Stay blessed. Man, now that we're out here in Austin, there's just not enough fighters. And I'm not trying to fly guys in and have them cancel and all that shit. The answer is no. Not right now. But we are adding more content to the Big Round Breakdown in the Thick Boy channel. Like we're launching a Patreon the week of, was that June 14th for the White House card. We're launching a Patreon. Everything's ad-free, additional content. We're going to start going live. So every Tuesday, some Fridays, especially that week of the UFC White House, we're going to go live. So you guys can fire questions, conversations live on the Patreon. We'll get that up and running probably by next week. That's the plan. So we're adding a lot of more stuff different than the Food Truck Diaries. Here's the truth about Food Truck Diaries. I did it for 4 years. It kind of ran its course, man. You know, it stopped being fun for me, stopped being fun for everyone involved. The booker's doing it. Yeah, we interviewed everybody. There's some guy, like, you know, you look at the stars now. I guess if you had like an Ilya on or a Hamzat, you look at the stars I haven't had on. Be tough. It'd be tough, man. It was just a different time too. Showtime would book that show and it just made my life easier. But I'm trying to be less stressed. And, you know, I'm a one-man army now. And so doing, you know, Patreon, doing the live stream on Patreon is going to be fun. Adding some content for you guys. On Patreon, we can also look at actual highlights and fights and air those for you guys. So there's a lot of benefit to doing that. So hopefully you guys like it. Case ND87. Fan question. I watch a lot of fight breakdown videos. Mighty Mouse is a genius. Agree. And the amount of mental chess is crazy. When I was younger, I was in a few street fights, quote unquote. And it was like I would black out. Yeah. Almost like watching a highlight reel in real time. Yeah, man. I can only remember bits and pieces of the actual fight. Assuming that is because I'm obviously not a trained fighter. Do pro fighters experience this blackout sensation too? Seems like it would be impossible to set traps and make reads. If so, are you fully aware of the entire time or is it muscle memory? P.S. Have you watched Paradise on Hulu yet? Pretty good watch. I haven't. What's Paradise about? Is it like suspense thriller? You know I like my crime shit and murder docs. I haven't watched it yet. I'm going to check it out though. I'll look it up after this. But do fighters experience blackout? Not really blackout. When you're younger, you do. Like I remember like my first 3 or 4 fights before I got an Ultimate Fighter. Once I got an Ultimate Fighter house, you know, it was a little different. But before that, yeah, it was like blackout. You're like, what the fuck happened? You don't recall a lot of it. Then once you get more experience, you don't remember a ton of it. But you are more, when you're in the actual fight, aware of what you're doing. But if you ask a fighter like certain time round, they're not going to remember a ton of it. They remember big moments in the fight unless they got knocked out. But outside that, yeah, it's tough to regulate all of it, to recall all the transactions and movements in the fight. But when you're in there, you're pretty dialed in. You don't black out and just. But a lot of it is muscle memory, like especially the reaction stuff like that. So It's a little similar, but also different. And that's just from experience. Like you can slow things down, and stick to a game plan. That's when you get a lot of experience, a lot of the fights. Jay Bunnell. Fan question. Scott Coker coming back got me thinking, if you got handed the keys to the kingdom and got to create another league in today's day and age, what avenue would you go? Seems like the old stars versus the new talent and tournament styles haven't really worked out for the longevity. Yeah, they don't. They don't. And it's I don't know what it is, but people are getting investors and shit, and they just keep doing this, but there's no longevity to it. To honestly answer your question, I don't know if there is another route to be successful. It would have to be something different, like what RFA is doing. There's a lot of longevity in that. Game bred, bare knuckle, like those things are different enough where they create momentum on their own because they're not competing with UFC. I don't think another league can come along. You'd have to have like $1 billion in backing. I don't think another league can come along, another promotion can come along and compete with the UFC. Because in order to compete, you'd have to steal some of their talent that's relevant and also young enough. And you'd have to do that with offering them these extensive contracts to get them out of the UFC contracts. I don't think there's a viable option this day and age. I don't. And that's why you're getting these weird old UFC fighters versus boxers. Like there's a lane for that. But as far as longevity, I don't think it's possible, my man. I don't think it's possible. You'd have to have so much money. You'd have to have the lawyers and to get these relevant fighters in the UFC out of their contract over to your organization. I don't see it happening. That's why the bare knuckles, the RAFs, the game breds, they do well because they're not in competition with the UFC. Like just think about how would another MLB, NBA, or NFL league do? Not good. Now the Banana League does well because it's not in competition with MLB. It's different. It's fun. It's kind of silly, but it's not in competition with MLB in any capacity. But how's the Rock's XFL doing? Terrible. These other NBA leagues, terrible. It's just you can't. Big Doc 01, Eddie Dawkins. Fan question. First, can I get a shout out to my mate and the guy that put me onto your podcast, Jay Frey. What up, Jay Frey? Thanks for doing the Lord's work. My question is, do you have any preference for equipment? I know the UFC have their own brand. I'd never use their shit. I only use their MMA gloves. But I'm interested to see what fighters are using when they're not obligated to wear the company logo. Like in training, the only time you see UFC fighters wearing UFC gear is when they're fighting. But in training, our big thing was winning or Everlast. I sponsored by Everlast. They obviously have like their introductory gloves, which, are kind of run the mill, same kind of stiff glove, but their professional level stuff is awesome. I wore a lot of Everlast in training, and then winning had probably the best gloves. Super expensive, but that's what we wore. Either winning or Everlast. We'd wear the winning headgear. They had like the full bar headgear. Either that or Everlast, but the Everlast, they have like Reyes had really good stuff. But I don't know a lot of guys. Maybe their gear has changed now, but it's too stiff, kind of plastic bullshit. It might be better now. I don't know, right? I'm not in the game anymore, but it was always Everlast or winning.
Last one.
I am KJH318, Kyle Harris. Harris with an E. I'm just going to keep resending this until it gets picked up for fan questions. Hey, bro, longtime listener. I'm a sports dad in Lonnie. Shout out to the Lonnies. Dude, out here in Austin, it's about fertilizer, bud. You got to fertilize your lawn. Look at my fucking grass, son. I didn't mind the Schaub show because it showed the evolution. I also don't mind Big Brown Breakdown. I'll listen no matter what you call it. Thanks, dude. I want to give my thoughts on the UFC being watered down. Every game in the NFL or NBA is not a barn burner. As a hardcore, I'm happy to have fights on almost every weekend. Agree. Is it okay just to say don't watch it if it's not a big enough card? Love the show. Keep up the good work. Yeah, and I like your perspective on this. I'm similar, dude. But I get the backlash from like the hardcores because we came from stack cards, but it was less cards, so they're able to stack the cards. Now they're more of the league, right? The UFC is a league basically, even though it's the fight game. So Dana will say we're a promotion. You're a league. It's year round, and if you're gonna do year round, there's just not enough quality fighters in the world to stack cards. It's just not possible. And to your point, it's not possible in the NBA or NFL. So I'm with you, man. I don't complain. Like, if they go on long stretches where it's just bullshit fight, like some of the fight nights, like, Jesus Christ, that's when I get a little annoyed. But in general, like, I watch it all, dude. The Macau fight, I was up 4 a.m. for the prelims. I watched the main card. It's good. It's good fighting. Good fighters. I'm with you. I think it's just going to take a transitional time for the hardcores who came from the heydays of the UFC, the golden age, to adapt to this new quote unquote league style, which is year round. The cards aren't going to be stacked. But notice the UFC is doing better. They're doing better with the numbered cards. The numbered events are pretty fucking tasty these days. So I think it's the expectations, and the old heads just have to adapt to the new age. That's what it is. But I'm with you. I'm not mad at it. If you're putting on fights, I'm not mad at it. I'll take it. Gives me something to watch. I'm not mad at it. Is that it?
That's it.
All right, kids. Great questions. Glad that guy's Alani. Love you guys. Thanks for making the show possible. Like I said, we are launching a Patreon. Is that next week, Chin? So June 10th, the week of June 10th, we'll launch the Big Brown Breakdown Patreon. Live streaming twice a week, additional extra content. Everything's ad free. It's going to be spicy as fuck. Hopefully you guys subscribe to it because we can get away with a lot more on there, showing actual fight footage and other shit. So that's why we're doing it, plus the live stream. So that's going to be twice a week on the Patreon. It will launch the week of June 10th. So that's the week of the big White House card. I got a fly-ass outfit just for the Patreon for the White House card. I can't wait. It's going to get spicy, man. Summer's going to be spicy. It's officially a UFC summer. Let's fucking go. Patreon coming the week of June 10th. It's going to be dope. Me and Chin are going to work on it right when we end with this. So, yeah, you guys make the show possible. Hopefully you dig the Patreon. Hopefully you dig this show. Fan questions, submit below. If you're watching this on YouTube, put fan questions. We'll see it. Thank you guys so much. Love you guys. Be safe out there. Till next time, I'm out.
When you're in a bind, you will find a new fight card to be broken down. And you can't fall asleep, 'cause he'll go balls deep on a card coming Saturday night. It's Big Brown, Big Brown, the Big Brown Breakdown coming to your town. He's big and he's brown, the Big Brown Break.
Some of that was good.
Down.
Brendan